Yeah, I used to be a simp, guys, bro. It was so bad, but I'm not like that no more. Um, but I'm also the type of dude like I'm just and not trying to even toot my own horn or anything, but I'm just like a very kind person. I like to be kind to people. I'm very kind. I'm very giving to people. So please don't die, dog. I'm like a very kind and a very giving person. So like for me to give something to somebody, it's like it's not a big deal. But some people don't always, some people take advantage of it, you know. So you have to be careful when you're like that, guys. As much as like it's not really a big deal for you to give something away, but the fact that other people what you're giving away is very valuable, and people are like trying to get over on you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to give something to somebody who's trying to get over, like because that's like rewarding for bad behavior. You know what I'm saying? Um, and that's what happens. Good thing I had the dogs with me. You know what I'm saying? So for it was like for that girl, like I'm a very giving person. So anytime like I would do something for her, it'll be like, well, I really would do that for other people too. You know what I'm saying? For me to one time I filled up her gas tank because you know what I'm saying. And I really would do that for other people, like for anybody. If somebody needed gas, or something, like I would fill up your tank, especially at the time because I had a good amount of money because I didn't really have to spend on anything. I didn't have bills or nothing, so it's like that's just something I would do. But it's like for her, she would like take advantage of that aspect of me, the fact that I am so giving, like, and I feel like you have some people like they're so bold to ask for stuff. Like most people wouldn't ask. Like most people wouldn't ask me, "Hey, bro, can you fill up my tank?" Because I really would have, but she was bold to ask because she knew I liked her. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, oh, let's see how far Vince will go. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how far Vince will go. It was like a little game. You know what I'm saying? I was like a little toy for her. Um, and I would just justify it. Would be like, well, no, I'm not simping because I do that for anybody. But I was because even though I would do it for anybody, I wasn't recognizing that because I do it for anybody because I recognize like if you hang out with good people, like I take care of you, you take care of me. She wouldn't take care of me. You know what I'm saying? Like she would never do anything like that for me. So she's just trying to take advantage of my kindness and stuff like that. And that's how a lot of these women are, bruh. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be aware of that. You can't just be going out. I know they tell you that shit. That women are just like, oh my gosh, women are so nice and men are mean and men are bad and women are so nice. They're the most delicate, beautiful, amazing creatures ever and they would never do anything bad. They try to convince you. They've been telling us that dumbass shit since we were little kids, bruh. And you can't, you can't conform to that. That's like a form of social programming that they've been doing too. Because like, and I think it's actually important that I think it needs to be a lot more men within the there's just a lack of a male presence in the lives of so many people and you need that. And I'm not like real men, not bitch ass men. Cause like even teachers and stuff, like I know you guys had it in school, and by the way, women are still great, but there's aspects. It's just like a counter. I'm really saying this as like a counterbalance of what they've been telling us. Like I don't hate women. I'm not like angry, salty dude. But I'm just telling the truth. Growing up and stuff, they would be like, oh yeah, like the girls are quiet, the girls don't talk, the girls, it's just like girls are good, boys are bad. Anytime like people are talking, it's like, oh, it's the boys. The boys are messing up. Like boys are immature, boys are loud, boys are obnoxious. And when you're a kid, I remember one time it was in third grade. It was like me and two boys, or maybe two or three guys at a table, and then there was these girls at our table too. And our teacher, like, we were reading a book, and it came to the point where something in the book, it said like east. It was like talking about direction, so it's like west and east and stuff like that. So we're reading the book, and my teacher, she's reading it, and she's like, she accidentally says west instead of just saying east, or instead of just saying west. So immediately, like the kid, you know how kids are, they hear something like, so these girls at the table were like, west. Like, oh my gosh, you're saying weast? Like, weast, it's so funny, you messed up. And then our teacher got mad, and she's like, you know what? That whole table, I think we were table 3. if I'm not mistaken. But she's like, you know what, table 3. By the way, teachers be tripping too. Like, you're really getting that mad at a bunch of little kids. But she's like, table 3, you guys all had to sit on the wall at recess or sit on the gate at recess. And then we're like, bro, what the fuck? Like, this is some bullshit. Especially because it was literally just one girl. Or it was like one girl and maybe her little friend might have said it a couple times. But it was really just this main one girl who's saying this shit. Her name was Victoria. But I don't even know where that girl went. I never seen her after 3rd grade. But anyways, her name was Victoria. And she's just like, weest, ha, ha, ha. And our teacher's like, you guys are missing out on recess now. And then, you know, obviously we're all mad. We're in 3rd grade. We don't want to miss out on no damn recess. So if at what's it? Thinking about this shit low-key making me mad. But so right before it was time to go to recess, like Victoria, she goes up to our teacher and she's like, I'm not gonna say teacher's name. I feel like, man, who cares? Nobody knows. She's like, Miss Wainwright, we weren't saying weest. It was the boys saying weest. We didn't even say that. Even though she was the main one talking about some weest. You know what I'm saying? Nobody else was really saying that dumbass shit but her. She's like, you know what I'm saying? But she goes and tells the teacher, like, we weren't saying weest. It was the boys. It was the boys. And my teacher's like, I know, girls. It's okay. You don't have to go to recess. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, so I went over and I told all the boys, I'm like, yo, like, I just heard Ms. Wainwright tell the girls that they can still go to recess now and that they weren't the ones saying weest. And we're like, yo, that's bull. Well, obviously we didn't say that's bullshit. We were in 3rd grade, but we're like, nah, bro. Like, cause we all knew, like, we weren't saying weest. That was Victoria's dumbass saying that stupid ass shit. So we go up to Ms. Wainwright and we're like, Ms. Wainwright, like, we weren't saying weest. It was literally Victoria saying that. And she's like, no, you guys are missing out on recess. You guys better go sit on that wall. And, like, you know, so that's just one of those examples of the whole, like, girls are good, boys are bad type thing that they've been, you know what I'm saying, that they've been doing since we were, like, little ass kids. You know what I'm saying? And they do that so much. It's like, because boys are obnoxious and boys are, you know, when you're told that over and over and over again, like, boys are obnoxious, boys aren't that smart, boys don't listen, boys are whatever. And it's like, you know, I mean, we're men, we're boys. Like, we're going to be physical, we're going to be active. We're also very smart too, but we're going to want to be a little bit louder. We're going to have more energy. We're going to want to run around and stuff. And we're a little, like, we're 10-year-old boys, 8-year-old boys. Like, of course we're going to be a little bit, we're going to be more aggressive. We're going to be more physical. We're going to want to be more energized. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, that's just something that they, since we were little kids, that's just something that they always, like, made it seem like it was such a bad thing. Like, boys are just evil and girls are so special and girls are so precious, which, yes, definitely women are precious, but it's like in order for women to be precious and special, it doesn't mean boys have to be bad. And that's like the teaching that they've been giving us since we were little kids. Boys are bad, girls are good. You feel what I'm saying? And, that, like I said, that's just an example of it right there. But so the point of the simping, you grow up and you're like, you start to kind of believe that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like everything that boys do is bad. If boys and girls are playing in a sport and you don't want a girl to play, you don't want a girl to be a part of your thing, now you're a sexist, you're a misogynist, and you're all this stuff. And it's like conditioning that they've been giving to us since we're really little. So now it's like you have to be accepting. You have to conform to everything that women want. You have to listen to everything they say because they know better. They're smarter. They're sweeter. They're kinder. They're nicer. Like, they're just better than boys. Girls rule, boys drool. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're just disrespected. And when you're a kid, if you've been conditioned that your whole life, and you never really question it or challenge it and say, no, fuck that, that's bullshit. And you just listen because you don't want to get in trouble. Every time you, like, say something bad about girls or if you don't basically get on your knees and worship women, you're evil. You're going to get in trouble. There's something bad with you. There's something wrong with you. That's what we've been taught and conditioned to our whole lives as young men. You feel what I'm saying? So now when it comes for you to start dating girls and stuff, and they start telling you some stupid ass shit, you know what I'm saying? They start trying to get you to do some dumbass shit that you don't want to do, that you don't need to be doing. All of a sudden, you're like a bad guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my gosh, he disrespects women. He doesn't like women. He's mean to girls. Oh my gosh, he's so bad. You feel what I'm saying? You turn into public enemy number one. And eventually, most people in general aren't going to, try to push back. People don't want to get in trouble. People don't want to look bad. People want to have a good reputation. So they're not really going to say anything about it. You know, there's only a certain level of people who are going to kind of rebel and say, yeah, no, that's bullshit and I'm not listening to it. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, if you've been taught that from a little kid, it's going to be kind of hard for you to kind of, you know, rebel, especially if everybody's going to be, you know, treat you a certain type of way. But that's why so many dudes be simping and shit. Because they once again, they think girls are so perfect and special because that's what you've been told and that's what you've been shown your whole life. You know what I'm saying? And it's not until a lot of dudes become 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, however old, until they realize that shit. And for a lot of them, it's too late. Then you got the niggas who do worship women because they've been told how great women are, how bad men are. Then you got the dudes who become, you know, with the, you know, with that whole clique in that gang. You guys already know what I'm talking about. You know, they like to wear certain clothes and stuff like that. They become like that. And it's like any of the real men who are out there is like, no, you're bad. You feel what I'm saying? So it's difficult out there. I understand young men, it's difficult dating and stuff, and you really want a woman or whatever, but you don't want a woman who's gonna change you and compromise you, who wants you to start. She wants a little puppet. She wants a little pet. You don't want that. You don't want to be with that type of woman. You want a woman who's gonna respect you and love you, for actually, watch out, G, for actually being a man, standing on morals. You know what I'm saying? Doing what you're supposed to do as a man, and also not just trying to get resources out of you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how a lot of these girls be. Like, they don't actually like you, bro. They just want to get something from you. Oh, he'll buy me this. He'll do this. That's why they want to be with you. They don't actually want you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these girls, they hate men. I mean, and they tell you straight up. You're on TikTok. You're on Instagram. You hear what they say. Because they listen to that same teaching. Women are superior. Girls are so smart. Girls are so much better. You feel what I'm saying? And it's not true. Nobody's better than anybody. There's certain aspects that certain genders are better than other people, but nobody's just straight up better. You're not better because you're a woman. You're better because you're actually better at what it is you do. You're not better because you're a man. You're better because you're actually better at whatever the thing is that you do. But yeah, don't fall for those traps and those tricks of, you know, thinking that you're less than because you're a dude and you're bad and you're evil. You ain't bad, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of bullshit. And that's what I gotta say about that. So yeah, don't be out there simping like